2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today we are in Olivine City where the Steel type Ore have got the immunity advantage over the Poison type. The Jubilee Venom are starting out with Venusaur and Nidoqueen. It'll be Aegislash and Steelix starting out for the Olivine Ore, but as I said, they are trying to get their season back on track. Venusaur starting this matchup off with an Octazooka onto Aegislash. That's also going to lower Aegislash's accuracy here. Whilst it's in its shield form, Nidoqueen follows it up with a Freeze Strike, going for Steelix. That is a great hit on the heavily physically defensive Pokemon. That Torment from Aegislash will subject Venusaur to that Torment, and Steelix follows it up with the Dragon Rush, coming down hard on the Cantonian starter Pokemon, as Venusaur, having no moves left, is gonna have to struggle thanks to that Torment. Going for Aegislash, getting more recoil damage than what it did to Aegislash, but Nidoqueen going for the Fire Blast and takes out Steelix with that super effective move. That heavy physical defense does not matter. The Lovely Kiss is avoided by Venusaur as Excadrill comes out for the Ore. All Pokemon on the side of the Olivine are shiny as always. And now Excadrill sets up the Sunny Day. See if Venusaur can go for one of its signature moves, being Solar Beam, as that sunlight will turn harsh over the battlefield. Venusaur, though, does go to set up the Grudge. Now Jubilee Venom are sitting 9th place. They want to get into the Masters 8 to try and make it into the Championship Trials, as Nidoqueen with the Roars immediately sends Excadrill back to the bench, and out comes Klinklang, who's been having a really good season so far, looking to follow it up here today, as Aegislash finally goes for its stance change and becomes its Blade form. So it is going to be going offensive here and goes with the Echoed Voice, dealing Nidoqueen the first damage that she's taken of this matchup. Klinklang with the Astonish onto Venusaur, chipping away there at Venusaur, who still has no moves left. Looks like this is going to be its last struggle. Goes for Aegislash, but Venusaur is eliminated by that recoil damage. That Torment pays off for the Olivine Ore, as Klinklang avoids the Fire Spin, allowing Aegislash to set up for the Meteor Beam. It's going to give a boost to its special attack. You see it connect in the following turn. It's got that 140 base special attack now, as Klinklang with the Mud Slap onto Nidoqueen is going to lower Nidoqueen's accuracy here after that super effective move. And we have Toxapex on the side of the Jubilee Venom. That Crush Claw will not affect Aegislash, allowing it to go for the Meteor Beam. And this will connect onto Nidoqueen, who actually tanks that attack really well because it wasn't very effective. Toxapex is able to go for the Fire Pledge and gets the elimination with that super effective move. Unbelievably, so far the Jubilee Venom are holding their own really well, as Excadrill comes back out for the Olivine Ore. They are actually in front at the moment as well. There are 4 Pokemon remaining for the Olivine Ore. Still 5 on the side of the Jubilee Venom, but a Zen Headbutt from Klinklang will be super effective on Toxapex. Thankfully, Toxapex has that huge defense, as Excadrill with the Fusion Flare goes for Nidoqueen here and is able to finish her off. She is eliminated from this matchup. Sorry about that, Nidorinas and Nidorinos. As Toxapex now setting up for the Geomancy, going to look to boost those special stats in the next turn. We have Gengar coming in, and that Bolt Strike won't affect Excadrill. And now Klinklang sets up the Rain Dance. It's going to get rid of that harsh sunlight and allow that rain to fall over the field. I'm sure Toxapex is going to love basking in that wet weather. The Arm Thrust from Excadrill won't affect Gengar, now allowing Toxapex to finish off this Geomancy. Going to give some serious boost to its stats here. See if it can actually capitalize on it, because it is not a very offensive Pokemon, but it does get that special attack, special defense, and that speed boost. See if it can move quicker than the Steel types. Gengar, though, is going to go for a Mist here, shrouding the Jubilee Venom. And now Toxapex is going to go for the Hydro Cannon onto Klinklang, and it is a one-hit wonder. Klinklang is eliminated in a one-hit move by Toxapex of all Pokemon. That Geomancy definitely pays off, as Bishop comes out for the Olivine Ore, and it has that pressure ability after Excadrill was just unable to connect with Gengar. And Gengar now going for the Grudge. It wants to bear a grudge against the opposing side, as Toxapex has to recharge after that very impressive Hydro Cannon. And there's the Spite now from Excadrill, going to lower the PP of Gengar by 4. On top of that pressure, that will make it eat its Leopard Berry much quicker, as Bishop with the Magnet Rise is going to begin to levitate. Gengar, though, going for the Bind here onto Excadrill, doing very little damage, but it will do continuous damage in between turns, as Excadrill is squeezed by Gengar, and Toxapex with the Lunge onto Excadrill. Also not very effective, doing a little bit of damage, but it does lower its attack stat here. Excadrill goes for the Mega Kick, this time going for Toxapex. Gets an okay hit in there, and that Milk Drink will fail from Bishop, who is at full strength, but there's that bind doing more damage to Excadrill. That chip damage is very important as the Fury attack is avoided by Excadrill. Toxapex, however, does go for the Spirit Shackle onto Bishop, taking their first damage of the matchup. They will no longer be able to escape after that not very effective move. And Excadrill is going to go for a Spirit Shackle of their own onto Toxapex here, but Toxapex is able to hold on, can no longer escape, but able to hold on. Bishop with the Crab Hammer gets a one-hit wonder of its own against the Jubilife Venom. That is a fantastic hit, and right before that rain clears up as well, capitalizing on that weather, we have Tentacruel coming out, joining its fellow water poison type Pokemon. It goes for the Weather Ball, but there's no weather to capitalize on, doing very little damage to Bishop there as it's not very effective. But Toxapex goes for the super effective Ember, and I have never seen an Ember be so powerful as Excadrill with the Fury Cutter. Not very effective there onto Tentacruel. Bishop though with the Mat Punch gets Toxapex off the field. The move's not very effective, but it doesn't matter. Toxapex was having a great game, and the Olivino are able to get the elimination and take the lead back, as well as Toxicroak comes onto the field. Tentacruel with the Shadow Bone onto Excadrill is going to lower Excadrill's defense here. Excadrill with the Zap Cannon, Toxicroak avoids it and sets up the Stealth Rocks. So if the last Pokemon for the Olivino does come out, it will be hit by those rocks. Now Bishop is going to set up for a dig here. It buries its way underground, wearing off its electromagnetism in the process, and it avoids the Ice Rain from Tentacle as Excadrill with the Absorb, going for Toxicroak here. Not very effective. Good thing I didn't go for Tentacruel with that Liquid Ooze ability. Would have actually done damage to Excadrill as Bishop finishes off this dig and goes for Toxicroak. Toxicroak is able to hold on after that super effective move, and Tentacruel here with the Waterfall onto Bishop gets the elimination. It is a level playing field here. It is a 2 versus 2 matchup, but Excadrill goes for the Aerial Ace and eliminates Toxicroak, immediately putting the Olivino back in front with that super effective hit. Tentacruel has 2 Steel types to deal with as Excavalier comes out onto the field. It will land in those pointed stones here, as Tentacruel with the speed advantage goes for the Icicle Crush, and it will come down onto Excavalier here. Not very effective hit, but it was a critical hit, which is fantastic for the Jubilife Venom. But Excadrill sets up for the rollout. It's not going to be very powerful on that first hit, but the more it goes for it, the more damage it will do. But Excavalier with the Parabolic Charge won't affect Excadrill. Hits Tentacruel super effective, but again, that Liquid Ooze ability that I mentioned earlier is actually going to do damage to Excavalier and not restore its health. But Tentacruel with the Water Spout hits both Steel types and eliminates Excadrill, who will not be able to continue the rollout. It is now a 1v1 matchup. The Venom is still in this, but Excavalier with the Brutal Swing, huge damage to Tentacruel, who does need to respond and goes for the Spatial Rend. This won't be very effective, but it could get the job done. And Excavalier is able to hold on here, going for the Smog, but Tentacruel avoids it, and now Tentacruel sets up for the Carmine, does not go on the offensive. Instead, it boosts its special attack here. It needed to go for an attack. It also boosted that special defense as Excavalier with the Absorb, going to do little damage and do damage to itself because of that Liquid Ooze ability yet again, allowing Tentacruel to go for a not very effective Pollen Puff. But it gets the job done. The Jubilife Venom have upset the Olivino and given them their 3rd loss in a row. That is unbelievable. The Steel types need to get their season back on track. They are still in the Elite Four, but if this continues, they could drop as far out and not even make the championship trials. They could drop out of the Masters 8. As the Jubilife Venom are still in 9th place, unable to get back into the Masters 8. But in our very next matchup, it will be the Humlau Cascade taking on the Ballon Neandrous, as they are both trying to keep their season alive, as they are sitting in 13th and 12th place respectively. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field in that very back and forth match. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome.